capital city of Grenada. I'm pleased to be here in the Republic of Kosovo and to have the opportunity to speak to European leaders. As you know, these are very difficult times for the entire European continent, particularly for my country, as we recently faced an act of aggression by Serbia that was committed through terrorist and paramilitary groups. I'm here to ask for the support of European allies and partners to sanction Serbia so that they are not encouraged and emboldened to commit such acts of aggression against Kosovo and against other neighbors again and again. Of course, this is a difficult time for Europe as a whole, but in particular for my country that recently faced an act of aggression committed on the 24th of September by the side of Serbia. I do hope that we will have an opportunity to speak with like-minded European leaders in order to discuss together how harsh measures and sanctions against Serbia can be adopted so that they do not get emboldened and encouraged to commit such acts of aggression again. We will ask for the support of European leaders to secure the border of Kosovo, the border between Kosovo and Serbia, because that is fundamental to keep peace and stability in the entire Western Balkans regions. We need to understand that there can be no business as usual since the 24th of September, where Serbia committed this act through terrorist and paramilitary groups, and by endangering Kosovo, they have endangered the entire European continent. You can imagine if Serbia allows for this military-scale weapons to get into Kosovo through the orders of the leadership of Serbia, through terrorist groups in the way that they did on the 24th of September, tomorrow those same military-scale weapons will get in the hands of terrorists also in Berlin, here in Spain, in London or elsewhere. So we need to work together to stop the aggressor from spreading the threat in the Western Balkans as well as elsewhere.
We have one question. What do you think about future Serbia, future European political community since Serbia aggression with them? Is it true one country that members of the European community do this with other parties?
I don't think Serbia's place is in the European political community. Of course, this is going to be an issue that needs to be decided by those who have started this initiative, which we in Kosovo have supported, are one of the founding and equal members of this initiative. However, this is a table for like-minded countries who believe in peace, who believe in stability, who defend European values. Serbia, unfortunately, is not one of them. Whoever had any doubt that they might be, they were convinced on the 24th of September that this is a country that wants to attack not just its neighbors, but also wants to attack the values-based system that the European Union and NATO and organizations such as the EPC represent.
President, can you see the normalization dialogue restarting at any point, or is that dead?
I believe that the very first step that needs to be undertaken is sanctions against Serbia. If there are no sanctions against Serbia, they will abuse the normalization dialogue as a process through which it is the face of Vučić as the aggressor that is normalized, instead of a process through which the relations between Kosovo and Serbia are normalized. So I see the steps as follows: sanctions against Serbia, security guarantees for Kosovo, and once we have that in place, hopefully Serbia would have learned the lesson that use of force is not the solution that we should seek. That dialogue and peace is the solution forward. Unfortunately, they talk about peace, and as we speak, they have their military around the border with Kosovo, and they want to invade their members. So we've heard this kind of language in the past. It's straight from the book of Milosevic in the 90s, is straight from the book of Putin in 2014. They say we want peace. They say we had nothing to do with the attacks, but actually their hands are all over it. What happened on the 24th of September in Kosovo was carried out by the orders of the leadership of Serbia.
Do you expect any message from the Spanish government?
I hope so. Spain is a country that is contributing to peace and stability in the entire European continent. I do hope that they will understand that supporting an aggressor, for which there is clear evidence from the 24th of September, is not going to help peace and stability. So I do hope that Spain will join other like-minded countries in Europe to adopt measures towards Serbia for this horrendous act that it has committed, not just against Kosovo, but against peace and stability and security in the entire European continent. We don't have confirmed meetings alone, but I'm sure that I will have the opportunity, because in this setting, most of the discussions are taking place while we are all in the same room. So I do hope that we will have that opportunity to discuss this. There's no reason to meet before sanctions are adopted towards Vučić. Sanctions first, and then we can talk about the rest. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
In de-escalating the crisis between Kosovo and Serbia in the meetings today?
I strongly believe that the only way forward to de-escalate the situation, which was escalated by the act of aggression of Serbia, is if European countries agree on sanctions and harsh measures against Serbia. Otherwise, if we pretend that this is business as usual, that if we pretend that we can just sit and talk about technical issues but forget about the fact that there was an act of aggression organized by the leadership of Serbia, carried out by terrorist groups that were trained and armed by the leadership of Serbia, then this will simply be seen as an emboldening and encouraging towards Vučić to commit these acts again and again. So, of course, I will be using this opportunity to talk to like-minded European leaders about the risk that we're facing, about the threat that it's not just against Kosovo, but the entire Western Balkans region, and wider than that, it's a threat against the European continent and the values that we strongly believe in and fight for. And I do hope that we will have the support, understanding, but beyond that, statements are not enough any longer. We need action, we need measures, we need a unanimous support towards Kosovo while we are facing this threat from Serbia.
But do you detect any appetite for that realistically? I don't hear any of those major leaders saying they're going to impose measures on Serbia.
There are some countries that are absolutely ready to impose measures. We're going to work hard to convince more, and I do hope that they will do this not for the sake of the fact that Kosovo is asking for that, but for the sake of peace and stability in the region and beyond. The fact that Serbia got away with the attacks that it had carried out before, kidnapping Kosovo police officers within Kosovo territory, which was another act of aggression, committing violence through their own gangs against NATO soldiers, still no justice, because most of them are hiding in Serbia because they got away with it. They thought they can get away with the 24th of September as well. So I think they need a clear message, but also clear action now, so that we can thwart such kind of action by Serbia in the future.
Wouldn't it be perhaps better to focus your energy on getting the measures that have been taken against Kosovo removed, and then you both start with a blank slate, than having measures imposed on both sides?
No, look, the measures against Kosovo have absolutely been a great injustice, but also very much improportional, because that disagreement was something that we could have overcome with our allies. It was something that happened in Kosovo territory. No violence was used against anyone. Simply Kosovo's constitution was respected. However, we cannot fall into the both-sidism trap here. No matter what happens with the sanctions against Kosovo, which I repeat had been removed even long ago, there must be sanctions against Serbia. Otherwise, they will do it again and again and again. They will commit acts of aggression, but this time perhaps not just against Kosovo, but also against other countries in the region. They have appetites to grab others' territories. This is straight from Putin's playbook of 2014 and Milosevic's playbook of 1990s, where they would say we had nothing to do with it, but they were the ones behind the gangs that were starting the wars. So we need to learn from the past, but also the recent future. The recent future has the 24th of September as the lesson from which we need to learn. We cannot pretend that this is business as usual any longer. Thank you very much.